Hi folks, I'm back again. I know, I'm sorry, but I thought I'd just share these little projects with you. I've pulled my fence, meaning I've stretched it using some ratchet straps to show you how I've done that. I had fun with that. It didn't work the first time. I got it the third time. I had to do some changes, but I did get it done. And I've also built a little light tube to go into my workshop because I've got no windows, and it just adds me that little bit of light when I go in and shut the door behind me to put the lights on, if you know what I mean. Works quite well. And just, if you do gardening and all that sort of stuff and you've got lawnmowers and rotovators and stuff like that, I want to recommend a channel to you. I'll put a link down as well below under. It's a guy called Bruce Pender. I've been subscribed to him for many years, and he's been subscribed to me. He's a really nice chap, and if you've got problems you could always ask him and he'll give you ideas. He's right on with small motors and, well, mechanics in general. But anyway, I'll get on with it. The fence is first and the light thing tube is after. It's nice to be nice. So guys, I've got to pull this fence. As you can see, they've left it, they haven't done anything, which they should have. I've got them bushes down at the bottom there as well. I've got to finish that and get them something done with them at least. But I've got a cunning plan for this. I can't pull it by hand, my shoulders could put anywhere, but what I'm going to do is screw a piece of wood through either side, put a ratchet strap it onto that post and ratchet strap it up a little bit, about, I don't know, a metre and a half away from that end. Give me a bit of slack so I can get some ties on it and see how it goes. I've got these are just a bit of wood off an old bed from one of the kids. So what I'm going to do is drill pilot holes through it. I might put 4 or 5 through so that it pulls them together so it doesn't stretch the fence in any particular one place. I mean, it's an old fence, but I don't want to have to buy new wire. They were supposed to have done it at builders next door, but they haven't as yet. And if I do it now, I'll see how much time it takes, and if they come and say, oh, la, I'll be charging them for my time. It's been, they built that place now, it's been 2 years on build. I couldn't use part of my garden because of that fence all last year. Well, yeah, all last season. I couldn't get one side at garden, and now it's all full of weeds, and where they dropped dirt over when they did the other side, when they landscaped it. Fair enough, they put stones up upside, but they didn't ever finish it. Just like so. So that when I screw that up, it pulls them tight, because otherwise, because the shank's not long enough to go all the way through. So while that's freeing that one, it'll pull them both together and grab fence proper. Even if it does move a little bit, it'll pull in 4 points rather than just 2 with these ratchet straps. So it's unpulled it from the other side. Try again. So, second try. I'll use this video when I charge him. So what I've done here is I've wrapped it round, come off this, come off at wood to pull this last section tight. And that should do it. What I'll do is I'll wire tie it up. I've got it pretty good at this end. There's a bit of sag in it, but it's an old fence. It's old fencing. I've got a patch piece in the bottom. I'll show you. Before it came across here and across there, and I've got to block this up. It's not a huge problem to find a piece of something. And that's finishing that fence. So guys, something a little bit different. I've just done, just put that fence up at the side of my house. I'll give you a look at that. I've got some clips of that as well. But what I'm going to do is, as you might see, there's no windows in here. And if I turn the lights out, dark innit? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a solar tube, a light tube, which basically what it'll be is this pipe. I'm going to line it with some yeah, it's like sticky mirror. I made a solar reflector a few years ago, and I've got a piece of plastic stuck up there in the top of this shed, and I'm going to line that with it, and then if I can show you, put two of these on end, one on the outside, one inside, and where I'm going to locate that is up there in that corner. So basically, when I come in here, my light switch is behind door. Lights, well, the door, an old door what I put on, unfortunately it swings this way, and all light stuff's here. So it'll just give me some light when I shut the door. I can find light switch. There's a couple of light switches in here. That one's for in here, and that one's for shed next door. That one's for here, that one's for shed next door. And this is just some of the stuff that I've got run up to power this stuff. What I'll do, I'll show you me. I don't know that when I did shed, it's a bit of a mess in here. When I did shed, I put this up. This is my James Bond ladder. Although I put a piece of rubber over it so it doesn't smack me in the head like that just nearly did. And then pull that down. My door opens at the top. Like that. And I have to just push it over. That's just run up to a piece of cord with a hook tied to the top of that, and it does that. So this is sticky mirror stuff. It's stuck on a piece of thin plastic. Just going to give it a clean. So that's that a little bit better. I'll just clean it down with some vinegar. I'll get another wipe off before I finish it, but I'm going to have to cut it down anyway. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to drill a pilot hole through there to outside so I can centralise it. Now I ain't got a big long drill that's long enough. I think it's about 6 inches, 30 centimetres, 6 inches or so. Sorry, not 30 centimetres, 30 centimetres a foot. So it's about 15, 16 centimetres, might be a bit more. But I haven't got a drill bit to do that. So what I'll do is improve one with using a piece of threaded bar, and I'll cut the end of the threaded bar so it works like a drill, basically, and put a pilot hole, and then I can do two holes with a hole saw from either side. And all I've basically done is just ground it up to almost a point, and that'll get me through what I need to get through. What I'll do is drill first hole on this side with just a normal bit. Yeah. With a normal bit, and then I'll follow it through with this to get me through to the other side. I don't know if you can see, but you can. Set my ladders up. If I fall and kill myself, it'll make great viewing, so stay tuned. Gives me a rough idea. Just go and check we through. There we are. So that's where I'm coming through. So, to my shock and horror, my biggest hole cutter is 10 centimetres. That's 11 centimetres. Always have a plan B. Sometimes there's a plan C staring you in the face. I've cut that side. I'm going to cut the other side in a bit after dinner. There's something else funny I'll have to show you. But what I'm going to do, I'll cut that to length and just roll it and put it through. Oh, there's a roll as itself, you know. Don't need the tube, do I? To make itself into a tube. And the idea with that is, whichever way it light's coming from, I mean that's south facing, but it reflects through and just puts a bit of light in this room. I don't know how well it'll work, but it won't be as dark as it was. So, cut it out on both sides. Pull the insulation out, cut it out with that. Pocket knife. My insulation knife. I'm going to just do a little test. I'm going to shut the door and turn the lights out and see how much light there is in here. And then I'll put the tube in and see how much difference that makes. If any. So obviously it's not pitch black, but I wonder how that mirrored tube was going to work. Let's give it a try. So that's with tube through. It's not cut off to length, but it makes a lot of difference on how much light comes through. I mean, it's a overcast day also today, but for me now I can see. You can't see that light. Well, it might pick it up a little bit, but I can see it daytime where switches are and stuff, and it's just a bit of light in here in general in daytime. I think if it were a sunny day it'd help as well. So I'll cut that off and get it finished up. And that's what it looks like from outside. Just sealed silicone around it, so it's sealed. It's not pretty, but it's functional. Just before you ask, that's why I had to put it right at that end. Got all this stuff in front. I could have probably put it underneath that where I do my tomatoes, but yeah, it'll have to be what it is. I might have got enough to do another if I need to. I had no luck with doors for 2 days either. It's all rotted out behind hinge. Just opened garage door in it, pulled out and dropped off. So another project's going to be cutting that in. What I'll do is I'll cut like a mitre. I'll have a look, see how good that is underneath, but I can't undo these bolts. So I'm going to cut a mitered piece in, screw it through, and then put that back so that my garage door works properly again. So I've had no luck with doors. Last 2 days have been a nightmare.